going on? We're here. We're live. Welcome to a brand new Poker Live podcast. My name is Joey Grimon, aka Chicago Joey. I'm joined today by a young woman who has been not a young woman. Is that what you said?
I'm like a medium-aged woman.
Well, if you're a medium, I think you're younger. How old are you?
Wow, that's like the first official question you asked.
Well, you're talking about age. You're alleging that you're not a young person. I'm alleging that you are young. I think you're younger than I am. I'm 30.
We're the same age.
We're the same age. Oh, okay. Well, we're joined today by a young woman who has been, I feel like she's been, getting out there more now in the poker world. She joined the GPL. She's going to be on the upcoming show, Girl Got Game, where we talked to Katrina Lim and Kitty last week about. And she's also streaming on Twitch, man. She's doing all kind of fun stuff. So I wanted to get on the podcast, learn some more about her, find out more exactly her background, where she's from, and see her plans here for this for the upcoming reality show that she's going to be on. So welcome to the podcast, Xuan Liu.
Thank you very much for having me. I feel very honored. Like, the people you've been interviewing are all like, superstars in the poker world. And I haven't done much recently. I guess I've been like doing lots of peripheral stuff, but thank you for having me.
Are you playing poker at the same time right now?
No, I'm just playing with how to best do this interface, because I'm trying to have like your chat box open and like you in front of me and like some like my Twitter thing on the side as well.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, are you a professional multitasker?
Yeah, I'm pretty good at multitasking.
Yeah, this is like if you play a lot of tables online, this is, I have like the two chat boxes here for Twitch and YouTube. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, shout out to everybody on YouTube. And then I have you right here. I have my notepad of things right here. Right? I have Twitch, I have the OBS right here in this monitor. Then I have Twitter and I have Facebook right here. And I'm pretty good at navigating it all at this point in time. So exactly.
It's harder than it looks. There's like more to it than just, talking to someone on the internet.
That's true. No, you mentioned I have some, what did you say? I have some big time what did you say? Big time superstars in the poker world on? Uh-oh, the audio's back, guys. Oh no. Uh-oh, wait. Nope, Xuan, your audio went to that monkey mode, the rat, dolphin, monkey combination of things. Uh-oh. All right, guys, she might try to go fix it. We are live, so sometimes technical difficulties happen. Wait, we'll see what happens. I don't know what's happening. We can already get some shout outs. Who do you have the bigger crush on? Jason, Mo, Xuan, or Joey? Who is she asking that question to? All right, guys, audio's already, wait, we're just trying to restart it. We'll see. Shout out to everybody out there for tuning in. I know my girl Katrina's out there with all the girls of the upcoming reality show out there watching in Los Angeles. I'm very nervous because they're watching. I'm scared. Xuan, how'd you fix it? No, not fixed yet. Not fixed yet. All right, guys, let's get some shout outs so she comes back. We got my buddy Jason Mo already in the chat. This is the earliest we ever had to go to shout outs ever. We got Ian Griffin out there. Ian, what's up, buddy? Walojewski, Benny Plex, Cameron, Brandon of Montreal, Clem, my boy Jeff, Bink Poker. What's up, Bink? What up, puppy? What's going on, my buddy Ludwig? What up, Ludwig? What's up? What's up? Right now, Xuan's trying to fix her audio, guys. This was the quickest technical difficulty we've ever had in the life of the podcast. So let's see how long it takes to get fixed here. Xuan's, I can see her face. You guys on YouTube can't see her face, but I can see, and people on Twitch can see her face as she seems a little trying to get it figured out here. Xuan, try the settings at the top of the page. Yeah. Or you can try closing out the computer and coming back in, or restarting the Google Hangout and then coming back in. Puppies. It's been a good day today. It's been a good day. What else we got? Let's get some more. Oh, you're back?
This is like just my stock laptop mic. It's not my good mic. Does this work?
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it sounds good. It sounds. It's better than if nothing could work. What mic do you have? The one of the Yeti mics or something? Yeti Blues.
Samsung Meteor, like super cute and portable. But you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
I mean, if this works, I just won't bother with that.
No, this will work. It'll just make things easier on your end.
Okay.
We can still hear you fine now, but with that mic probably just catches a lot of the audio that's right in front of you, whereas obviously the normal computer mics sort of catch all the audio around you, sort of thing sometimes when people do things. So, but it doesn't sound that bad.
Okay. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. It's all good. All right. What was I saying here about? I sort of lost my train of thought. We've never really had technical difficulties happen that quick into the podcast. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that you mentioned some people I had on the podcast recently, and I was gonna tell people they can find the podcast on iTunes. I was trying to get my little intro. I forgot what it was. You can find them on iTunes. Search Poker Life. We just had Dan Coleman and Xuan Liu on the podcast last week. We also had Kitty and Katrina talking about Girl Got Game, which is the upcoming show that Xuan's gonna be on. Xuan, when are you going out to Los Angeles for that episode or to start filming?
Wednesday morning.
This Wednesday?
Yeah. In like 48 hours or something.
48 hours?
36 hours-ish.
Are you excited to be on this reality show?
I am, of course I am. It's like probably one of the most exciting poker projects of recent times. So I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Do you think it's more exciting than the GPL?
Comparable. Like for me personally, obviously, because I'm part of it, and there's only like 8 of us, whereas the GPL, has like a lot more players. But obviously it's not like GPL scale, and there's no like poker with hole cards or anything. What makes this show fun is going to be the cast and the activities we do. So it's totally different.
Are you sure there's not going to be poker with hole cards on this show?
I mean, I wouldn't mind there. I think it'd be like good for me if there was, but I don't think so. Do you have that kind of technology, Katrina?
I believe Katrina. I don't know. I think they're going to have some sort of. They're playing cash games, and I believe they're recording the cash game. So I think they're.
Yeah, but not with hole cards. We didn't hear about that.
Oh, I don't know. We got to ask her. Shout out to Katrina. Katrina, if you're watching, let us know. Will hole cards be shown on these cash game shows for Girl Got Game? So I mean, I guess let's get there in a sec. So why don't we just find out a little bit about you? So I mean, I know from your Twitch bio that you moved from China allegedly when you were 5 years old, which sounds like a pretty intense thing to do.
I mean, it wasn't that intense for me. I don't think I was, super conscious of the reality that like the change that was happening. But yeah, I think when I first moved to Canada, I was like basically completely silent for like a full year before I said one word of English. There was a point where like my teachers asked my parents if I was deaf. So yeah, I guess it was a big change for me.
So you moved over here when you were 5, and then did you learn English? I mean, your English now sounds really, really good. How long did it take you to learn English?
Like I said, it was like a year before I said my first English word.
Wow. So you just didn't speak at all back in the day?
I mean, I hardly spoke in Chinese as well. So yeah, I'm just generally kind of like a quieter person, I guess.
So when you're growing up, when did you found poker? I guess I did read the bio, so it sort of lays things out. So you started playing poker when you're in high school, when you're in college, or when did you sort of start finding that?
So I've told this story in interviews before, but I actually first fell in love with the concept of poker and like poker hands and the strategy and psychology behind it when I was very, very young, like 7 years old. I think I saw The God of Gamblers, which was like a very popular Hong Kong movie series back then, and saw them play like 7-card stud, and I was like, wow, this game is amazing. And like I would like pretend to play poker with like my stuffed animals and stuff, because like growing up in like Chinese culture, girls are taught like games of strategy and skill as well. It's not like only guys can compete and stuff like this. We're heard just as much as boys are. But yeah, I didn't play for real money until college.
Were you into like plants or anything like that kind of at any point in time in your life?
Was I into what? Plants?
Like planting trees, like botany, that type of stuff?
Was I into botany? I don't think I was.
We're only mentioning
That's such a strange question.
well, the chat's mentioning there's a dead tree or a dead plant.
Wait, are you talking about my money tree? Like this guy?
Yeah, that's what they're.
Or like the plant on my counter, because that's a basil plant I got 3 days ago, and it's basically dead. I thought I would eat it before, but now it's like all wilted. Yeah.
Yeah, the chat was pointing out that there appeared to be a branch in the bucket.
Can you guys see that far? That's like super intrusive. You know, like.
You have a very good webcam, so we can kind of see like we can see the fridge, we can see the background, we can see the plant over there. So.
No, that's my money tree. It's been shedding a lot because it's so dry in here in Canadian winters. But it's not like dead. It's kind of wilty, but it's still green and alive.
What's a money tree exactly?
I don't know the scientific name for it, but the common like household name is money tree. I can look it up.
Does it symbolize that you're going to have good luck in whatever you do, or you're going to make money, or is it supposed to have some sort of like energy about it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it stems from like Chinese superstition. Yeah, a Chinese myth, also called Pitchia aquatica, I believe, or Crassula ovata, scientific name for the plant.
This might be a first. This might be a first for the podcast, guys. We're learning about botany. We've learned about geography on here. We've learned about women. We've learned about men. We've learned about Instagram strategy. We've learned about Snapchat strategy. Now we're learning about planting on here. I really like where the podcast is kind of coming. I feel like we touch on a lot of different subjects around here. So, all right. So you mentioned when you first started getting into poker, and so you did go to college. When did you decide to become a professional? Like, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to embrace it, and I'm going to put my 100% into it, and I'm going to go after it and try to do well at it.
Funny thing, after I graduated from the University of Waterloo, I was kind of doing swing trading for a while, but I was still playing poker at the same time. And my mom kind of gave me an ultimatum. She's like, you can have like 1 year to travel the world and play poker, and like at the end of this year, like, something, I guess, outrageous doesn't happen, you're gonna have to quit forever and get a real job. So I took that year, and I took all the money I had, and I went to Europe and had a really good poker year. And I guess everything else was just like me reacting to events that happened to me until like fairly recently, where I'm like, okay, like you need to put more work into this. Like you still love the game, and it's time to like be more conscious about how you choose to spend your time, and not just like do things, I guess, spend my energy on what's yelling out to my attention the most. That makes sense?
So what year was this when you went to Europe and you had the ultimatum?
2010.
So 2010. So that was 6 years ago. So you were 23. That makes okay. So you were what, 24?
Yeah.
Interesting. So at that time, I guess, most people, when their parents tell them they you have an ultimatum, like my mom gave me an ultimatum, I'm not going to pay your car insurance or pay your cell phone bill back when I was like 20, 21. And I was like, well, whatever.
Your mom paid your cell phone bill when you're 21?
No. No, that didn't happen. Actually, she did. Actually, she paid she's a nice mom,
Okay. I'm not judging. She does seem like a nice mom.
She's been on the podcast before. She's given me a kiss on a podcast, so she's very sweet.
Oh, I'm sure she is.
So at that point, when your mom gave you the ultimatum, was that something where after a year, if you would have went to Europe and had no success, you would have came back and been like, well, this is it, I'm getting a job?
Yeah. I've worked a lot in my life before I found poker. Like, a lot. So I know what it's like. But poker just like gave me like this unprecedented like massive freedom to like do what I want and meet cool people and experience stuff that I never would have if I just like found a real job in Toronto,
So were you always playing poker on the internet as well too?
Yeah. When I first started playing for real money, it was like home games, like 1-2 cash games, as well as like 2-5 limit at the local charity casino near my school. But shortly after, like before I graduated from college, I was grinding sitting goes like $13 and $26 six max sitting goes on stars. I was like on leaderboards, 1,000 planets. And like the year after I graduated, and I guess like my last semester, I was grinding 1-2 rush poker. So I was doing okay.
So have you mainly been are you mainly a tournament player? I thought I was pretty sure.
Like now I am. But before, I mean, I've had backgrounds in like every form, I think. I've even like spent a decent amount of time on mixed games one year, like not so much anymore, but yeah.
So you've kind of dabbled in everything, and now you've decided, I guess now you've pretty much just focused on playing tournaments?
I don't know if focus is like the right word. Yeah, like I think I enjoy tournaments the most, and I specialize in tournaments these days, but I plan on eventually probably moving back to cash games for like the flexibility in the future. But yeah, I love tournaments. I mean, I hate to say it, but the glory, you know, like having someone like be able to Google you, your name comes up and you have like, you know, dollar signs that like people can, you know, like follow you by. It means something on the internet, that's all.
I definitely know what you mean. Being a cash game player, I definitely understand that much of the glory is given to the tournament players.
Yeah. And for a girl, like there's like sponsorship stuff, like all that stuff. Like if I'm just like doing well in cash game, that I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
We're already getting into an age-old sort of thing that a lot of poker players debate, you know, the tournament glory that comes with things and the sponsorship that could potentially lead to more things for other people. Whereas at cash games, you know, it's like a different beast sort of thing. With cash games, you have your own schedule, you play anytime you want. Tournaments, you know, you sometimes have to play for 4 or 5 days straight, and you're kind of a slave, as Joe McKeon might put it, to the scheduling and to when the tournaments are.
For sure, but you know, sometimes you also get invited to go to awesome exotic places just to like play that specific tournament. And you don't have to like, yeah, like the traveling is such a huge element to like why I'm in this world, definitely.
So you really enjoy the aspect of traveling that tournament poker sort of provides for you.
Yeah, historically. I mean, I still love it, but obviously it's not like as novel as it used to be.
Where's your favorite place you've been so far?
Probably South Africa.
South Africa. Why South Africa?
The animals, obviously. I don't know. It was like Cape Town is just one of the most beautiful cities in the world. When you like travel so far and you're like surrounded by like mountains on one side of it all and like the ocean on the other side, and it's like some of the best poker action you've ever seen. Like it just seems like paradise, and everybody's so friendly and have these like awesome exotic accents, and you know the biltong's amazing. What's there not to like? And especially the animals.
Can you do a South African accent?
Definitely not. I can't do any accent. Don't make me try.
I don't know if you're going to make it on Twitch. The Twitch people love accents. They love it when people do accents.
I'm such an optimist and idealist that I think, you know, like people might just like me for being me if I'm on Twitch.
I'm pretty sure you got a fake thing. You know, I don't know if there's Twitch. There's like standard Twitch things you got to do. Like you got to give an exaggerated thank you to everyone for tuning in and subscribing. Like, oh, Xuan, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast today, Xuan. It's so nice having you. Like, tell me about your day. How's it going? Are you having a good day? Like, thanks for being on. You gotta get that part down, I think, to really make it in the Twitch game.
I just don't really get that excited about anything, really. But I'll try. I mean, yeah. I guess like if I don't have super high highs, I also don't have like super low lows. And so like I like to keep my emotions in this like medium range for my own sanity, I think.
This is going to be very, very interesting you said that to me, because this is extremely relevant to some recent life happenings for myself and some discussions I've been having with a certain person. Shout out to her. And so in that instance, do you feel like in any circumstances, whether it's poker, whether it's relationships, whether it's anything, that you're able to keep those emotions sort of inside this little place right here?
I mean, it's not a little place, don't get me wrong. It's just I don't really tilt and like smash my monitor or anything. But I'm also like not going to be jumping up and down and rolling on the floor if I like, you know, win a flip.
But what about just in terms of general life? Do you ever get super excited about doing things or something or anything like that?
I mean, I got super excited when I got drafted for the GPL, and I get super upset when I have people insulting me when I'm playing League of Legends. Does that count?
I think that counts, yeah. When you were mentioning traveling, and you said, so is what you like to do and the places you go, is it based upon the scenery and the animals and that kind of stuff to do there?
It's a little of everything. I mean, I've been traveling for poker for about like 5 years now. Every year has been really different, to be honest. And sometimes I go when all my friends are going, and sometimes I go if, you know, it's like the softest tournament in like a destination I might not necessarily be crazy about. And other times because, you know, the tournament organizers want to put me in to be an ambassador for their event. So it's always been different.
Interesting. Okay, I want to go back to, you mentioned in 2010, so you went to Europe to have you had the live poker success, and then when you came back, you told your mom saw that and she said, well, now she's fine with you embracing poker as your future, or what happened?
Not quite. I mean, okay, to be fair, like I was not really in the spot to be playing like 10K EPTs at that point. Okay, like I said, I was doing really well playing 1-2, no limit online brush poker, and you know I had made a bit of money and had paid off my like tuition with like trading with my stepdad. But yeah, so I was selling a lot of action. So like I had to make sure my mom understood, like even though it says this is how much I want, I don't have like nearly like as much as you might think. So just like if your friends like ask you about this, just be like, she had to tell action, which is the truth. And you know, yeah, not like over complicate things with the answering question. So yeah, she was still like very much okay, that's cool. So when are you gonna get a real job? For like basically like I would say the next 3 years. And so like there was just like this tremendous amount of pressure on me to like actually make good money on my own for like a while. And yeah, like I guess she doesn't really do it anymore. Like my mom's gotten a lot better in terms of being supportive and accepting.
Do you think that's a function of you having more success at the game? Are you getting better? Are you becoming like more entrenched in the poker world? Or is that a function of her maybe maturing and realizing that as much as she might want you to get a regular job, it sort of looks like that's not what's going to happen?
To be honest, I think she only started accepting things when she heard about my success from her friends. Like when her own peer group was like, oh my God, like, is it true that like your daughter like had like plays poker? And because I read about her in like, you know, some B-list Asian newspaper, like that's what my mom cares about, like that status thing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but like, you know, like obviously she's happy for me, but it's not quite enough, like just to have me tell her I'm happy. Like she needs a lot of different sources around her to be like, no, your daughter is like actually kind of successful, for her to be like, oh, okay, my daughter is successful.
Sounds tough. I mean, that sounds tough to deal with. From, as you mentioned, a lot of pressure. That sounds, you know, especially with the variance that comes with poker, that sounds like something that can really affect your mindset, you know, can really affect your focus. And just especially when you're, I mean, yeah, that's got to be tough. You know, what do you think was, I mean, yeah, how did you feel when you were, you know, going through downswings and you're like, fuck, you know, like, I mean, I'm going to have to get a job, it looks like here. What's my mom going to think about if I don't, you know, if you're playing tournaments, you need these scores to to, you know, have results? Like, you know, what were you sort of thinking during those times?
To be honest, I just did like lots of surfacey things so that she wouldn't worry too much about it. I mean, it's tough. Like when I win packages like close to home, like I'll like give them the hotel room. So like one time when I won like a PCA package, I brought my family there, and I put them like at the Cove, and that was like the nicest hotel she's ever stayed at. And then she was like, "Oh, okay, this is really nice. I'll let you keep playing poker," you know. So like I'll do like little things like that once in a while to buy myself some time. But overall, I just like obviously I'm not going to tell her about every tournament I bust out of. She would not be able to handle it. Like she just doesn't like understand things like that, you know. She's a field player.
I mean, I think a lot of people who don't play poker don't necessarily understand the specifics of when you start to, you know, really get into how it works. I remember, you know, my mom, you know, she was always like, when are you going to get a job? Go back to school? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you on the computer playing? Or are you playing all those fucking tables online? And finally, when I bought a car, I bought this is back when I was young, I bought an M3. And then once I bought a car, she was like, oh, okay, you know, she's a little bit better about it. Then when I got her and my stepdad a trip to Vegas, I bought them flights, I got them a room. All of a sudden, they're a lot more. Yeah, they felt a lot more better about me playing poker. None of that. When are you gonna get a fucking job, Joey? What are you doing? Now it's like, oh, how's poker going? You know, hey, like when are you going to Vegas? Like it started to be stuff like that. So that's actually like that's actually a tip for people out there. If your parents if the parents like are on you about poker, just buy them something. Buy them a trip. Get them a package. Like get them a nice gift card for a nice dinner or something like that.
Yeah, but make sure you can afford it. You shouldn't go into debt just to like, you know, prove to your parents that you made it or anything.
Well, if you can't afford it, then
I mean, obviously you should be like doing nice things for your parents, regardless of whether you have anything to prove to them if you can afford it.
Sure, parents just don't understand the chat. Yeah, guys, if you have any comments on YouTube or Twitch, you can leave them in the chat. I see a lot of regulars out there today. Do you have, Xuan, do you feel like now at this point in time in your poker career, you don't have to worry about that stress anymore?
No, of course not. I mean, my financial situation is always fluctuating very, very much. Like these past few years, I mean, the nature of tournaments is that, you know, you can literally brick like a bajillion of them, and then on the last one, you like finally meet your expected ROI in these dumb things, and it makes it all worth it. And you just have to like do your best to enjoy the journey along the way, just like everything else in life, you know. And you just like do what you can that's within your power. Like, what else is there?
Very GTO answer. Very GTO answer there, kid.
I've said it for the mirror so many times. Oh my god.
It kind of sounds like cash game. I mean, with cash, you can still travel for cash games. It sort of sounds like cash games might be, you know, I mean, I guess not. You made that face. You must not like cash games as much as you love the tournament.
No, I like both for different reasons. But right now, I've just like spent way too much time and energy. I'm like so pot committed to like tournaments at this stage in my life that like I can't just be like, okay, I'm never playing tournaments again, you know. And I thoroughly enjoy them, like when I'm in the middle of it before I bust. And even after I bust, I'm like, you know, upset for like the rest of the day. And then the next day it's like, yay, what are we gonna play now? You know? Most of the time. Yeah.
How much do you split your time online or live, or are you mainly one or the other more?
I like both. After I get bored with one for a while, I'll go to the other. I've had a lot more success live, and you know, like I haven't really like played online consistently until like last year, and it wasn't like a really spectacular year for me online. But before that, it was just like hopping on random Sundays and dropping like a few $1,000s and being like, this is dumb, you know, because you know how Sundays can get, and like just once in a while, like, you know, taking shots at random tournaments. So yeah, I think I still have like about the same number of fans like as I do in cash games and Synagos as I do in online MTTs probably.
Do you think that not focusing on one completely and sort of spreading it around on these other things has been the best approach to take?
I mean, maybe not if we're thinking about like me becoming like the best like pure poker player I could be, but certainly because, you know, if I didn't have X amount of cashes in tournaments in my life, then I wouldn't, you know, I wouldn't have such awesome fans, and I wouldn't have people who recognize me and inviting me to like go play tournaments around the world. So
where are you getting invited? You mentioned this a couple of times now. Where exactly? I've never been invited. Well, I guess I technically have, but where are you getting invited to exactly? We haven't had no one mention this before, getting invited to these exotic places to play tournaments.
Well, I mean, one obvious one is like China. Obviously, they're gonna invite me. In like the first few years that poker was kind of allowed there, when they didn't really have any Asian poker celebrities of their own, like me, Liz Liu, Johnny Chan, Maria Ho, like, you know, like they invited all of us. It's not just like it wasn't that exclusive, I guess.
I mean, it's kind of. Are you like a Chinese poker star then right now?
It's really hard to say. I don't know. People tell me how popular I am over there sometimes, but then like because I can't read or write Chinese, I don't like see any of it, and no one like really messages me in Chinese. But like when I was over there, they were telling me like to like form a partnership with like the people in China, and like I kind of tried and kind of like fell apart. And now like with the GPL, like having like a lot of Asian backers, I guess. I'm like,
allegedly.
What?
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So that's like also why I'm like working on my Mandarin, and I just made like a Mandarin poker company, because there's really not that many Mandarin poker resources out there, and so like I made some content and gonna be broadcasting in Chinese, so it should be fun.
Wait, when you say you made a Mandarin broadcast company, what exactly does that entail?
It's in the very early stages. So like after my very first Twitch stream, I had someone who went to Waterloo, who's also from the GTA, the Toronto area, message me, and he's like, "Hey, I play poker too. I used to be like a semi-professional Dota 2 player. Like, do you want to like start this company with me, and we can do content? And you know, I'll do like half the work, and you just have to like kind of be the face of it and tell me like what kind of content you want." And so like, yeah, I felt like I'm pretty happy he approached me with that. And so we met for the first time. I guess some of you guys tuned in for when I accidentally was streaming what we were working on Saturday. But yeah, we were like practicing a script and, you know, doing some Mandarin content.
So that was the accidental Mandarin coaching conflict, I believe.
It wasn't coaching, yeah. It was. I'm glad we didn't do anything too embarrassing, but it was just us making like a very brief video in Mandarin.
Have you had to deal with?
Sorry.
Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say it took us like 6.5 hours to do like 5 minutes of content, and that's with me already having an English script. That's how like disastrous I am. Like trying to read Pinyin, like on screen, talking to the camera. But it'll get better anyway.
So basically, you're trying to like put together training video type content for people who speak Mandarin who want to learn how to play poker. Basically,
yeah. Like, I mean, the English market's so saturated. I don't really have any interest in getting into that. But yeah, the Chinese market is largely untapped. So, you know, I'm just trying to find more opportunities doing what I love.
Interesting. So are you sponsored by #888poker still?
No, of course not. I mean, I guess not. Of course not. No, not anymore. It's been like a year. Yeah.
Yes. I didn't think you were someone that I haven't seen that. I mean, normally you're sponsored by #888poker because you see #888poker at the edge of all the tweets. I believe. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go there again with that comment. But someone on Twitch asked about this, and I said I don't think she is. So.
No, not anymore. It was fun though. Like they really gave me a good opportunity to be a good ambassador, but I think there were some differences in opinion and where best to use our energies, and we're not going to get into that. But they have great people now, and they are a fantastic company in many, many ways, and they're just going to keep growing.
Well, it sounds like if like you have a following and you have an audience, especially in some place like China, it seems like even some place like PokerStars would be probably interested in having you on the team there.
I've been in contact with PokerStars for a while now, since like I basically first started playing poker. Before I did anything live, like because of my sit and go results, I guess, I had already been offered an online deal. And then after some of my live stuff, they offered me something, but it just never got to the paper stages, and I was pretty disappointed for a while about that. But yeah, that was like ancient history. So like the landscape's so different now. Like my main goal for doing what I'm doing isn't to like get a sponsorship to like get free rolled into events, like obviously that'd be great, but like for so long I was focusing on like all the peripheral, like social media and just becoming a bigger name instead of like focusing on my actual poker skill. It really could have gone either way, because I thought there would like always be time, I guess, to work on poker if I had like a really amazing deal. But now I'm like not really going down that path at all. And I'm just like studying way more. And I'm like way happier for it, because like, have a lot more confidence, and I think soon the results are going to translate as well.
So you feel like for a long time you were focusing on those things, sort of just not really putting as much work as you could into your game. Now you want to focus more on your game. And so I guess there is less opportunity, but also when you focus more on your game and you have more results, in theory, more opportunities will sort of come naturally, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've always like had a pretty organic approach, I guess. Like I've never been super into like the whole networking and butt kissing thing, even though I probably should have spent more time doing that, I think. But yeah, I have no regrets. I just feel like I wasted a lot of time. But I mean, I have like a lifetime of amazing experiences that I spent that in between time doing, so I don't regret anything really.
Which part do you feel like you wait? Like which part, when you say you wasted time, do you mean you wasted time by not, like what do you mean by that? Just not working on your actual game?
That too. Like for a while, instead of like actually picking good spots to play, maybe softer tournaments, or like putting the hours into studying, I was doing lots of like, oh, go to this meeting with this person, this agent wants to talk to you, like, if you play this tournament, then we'll like do a feature on you here, like lots of stuff like that, which like would be like a tournament in a city that I might not have spent money to go to play, but I'm like, oh, I guess the publicity is good, and I guess like that's kind of important right now, so I'll go. That makes sense.
It's something I don't hear much about, because I mean, most of my friends, I don't necessarily hear about. They have all these opportunities to like do this and do that. This is like a first kind of for me. I always imagine things like this happening, but
I mean, the poker landscape used to be so different. Okay, they were literally like handing out 6-figure contracts to everyone like 5 years ago. Surely you know that. You've been around for a long time.
They were handing out 6-figure contracts to everybody?
Yeah, basically. How many like PokerStars pros did they have? They had like, did they have like over 100 PokerStars pros at one point? And they must have been getting on average like 6 figures for sure. Think about it.
So all those terrible players that played cash games were getting 6-figure deals?
We're not gonna call people names or anything. Like PokerStars offers deals to different people for different reasons. We all know that you don't have to actually be a good poker player to make it in poker.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not listen. I'm not saying nothing right now about anything. But that might. I could see. I could agree with that. Sure, I could agree with that. Okay, so now with your Girl Got Game, Girl Got Game. Do you know that there's a 100K prize at the end for whoever does the best in the show?
That's not true. That's literally not true. There's only like, is that true, Katrina?
I'm pretty sure this is true. I was talking to my friend. Was that official? I was talking to my friend. Her name starts with an S today, and I told her, I was talking to her for a while, and I told her this. I was talking to her about this, and she's like, "Really?" So I don't. Maybe this isn't true, and I made this up. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that Katrina said the winner 10K. Are you sure it's not 10K or 100K?
Dude, we all get 10K to start with, and whatever we make on top of that 10K, we get to keep. There's there's less than 100K total between all 8 of us. Like even if you bust every single person in this cash game, you can't get 100K.
But you get the main event seat too, right?
Sure. Okay.
Well, I have the 10K value right there, Poppy.
Opportunity to win up to 100,000. Literally, if you bust everyone from this cash game. I mean, I'm not trying to like downplay like how awesome this entire concept is. I think it's amazing. But like I'm not really in it to like win 100K.
Well, I guess it is pretty cool exposure. You get to. It'll be on. I think it'll be on the Viat TV. It'll be on. Was that the network it's going to be on?
BAMN. It's a brand new Vietnamese network based in California. We're also trying to get some Asian sponsors. Well, any sponsors really, but because it's being produced by an Asian network, I think there's going to be some opportunities for partnership there with other Asian companies.
Do you think that your parents and your mom and her mom's friends are going to be watching the show?
I'll see how they end up editing the show and what the final product ends up being. If it's kosher enough, I'll show my mom.
Oh, so you mean if it's portrayed a certain way, you're not going to show her?
I mean, sure. If it's like really, really bad, I might like take some snippets of highlights and like make my own montage to show her. Come on, I'm Asian. Like I gotta consider all these things when dealing with my parents. It's really messed up, I know, but it's how we were brought up.
I mean, I have Asian friends that I've never really like known it was this sort of serious, like this sort of like it really changed decisions this much sort of thing.
It's very complicated. There's like so many different layers of expectations and just we're not going to get into that. You can ask like any Asian person. I'm sure like you somewhat know about like the Tiger Mom thing and the clash of cultures and them having like weird feelings towards modern feminism and also not wanting their kids to come off a certain way in front of their friends, even though they could be like totally cool with it. There's just lots of elements to it.
So they have an issue with modern feminism?
No, they not that in and of itself, but they probably would think that like, for example, like me not being married at a certain age is like might be a negative result of modern feminism.
I've only been recently learning about feminism from my friend Kate Hall.
Really?
She's my anytime I'm unsure about something I say, if it may offend a certain group of people, I always check with Kate Hall, and she lets me know.
You just use your own judgment?
No, not anymore. Kate Hall is my judgment now. I used to use my own judgment, but allegedly or debatably, I was toting the line between those type of things. So now I'm trying to be a little bit more correct around here.
Okay. We appreciate that.
Are you a feminist as well too?
Of course. Everyone should be.
I am too, for sure. Do you know Jason Moe says, Xuan, I'm your biggest fan. Are you familiar with Jason Moe?
Of course I am. Jason's awesome in a lot of ways, but not so awesome in others. He knows that. I tell him all the time. Are we gonna go on a JMO tangent here?
We could go. I mean, JMO, listen, he's a good friend of the podcast. He's been on the podcast many times. He's one of the podcast favorites. So yeah, anytime we could hear, because everyone thinks he's very mean. Everyone thinks he's kind of an asshole, which he certainly could be.
A really big asshole. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you think he's also a nice guy too?
I didn't say that. I mean, everybody has like nice aspects to them. Like, I think he's like so pure in his convictions, and he like kind of just expects everybody else to be like that as well. And obviously he's like super bright and knowledgeable, and he just doesn't give a fuck about calling people out on their bullshit, which like I admire in a lot of ways. But he also knows I really don't appreciate how he goes about it sometimes, especially when it's like towards like people I like or my friends, and it's like, dude, like. But I mean, the good thing about him is he doesn't really. He's kind of impartial about who he's a dick to. Like, if you're doing something shitty, it doesn't matter if you're like super well known or have a lot of leverage. Like, he's gonna call you out on it. He doesn't really care about the consequences. So that's kind of really admirable.
I guess that's admirable, sure.
I mean, it's not my style. Just like how Kate's like brand of feminism isn't my style either. But like that's okay. We're all like really just like trying to do the best we can with like the resources we're given, right? So.
I agree. You live in Toronto, down in the downtown area there?
Yep. No, I'm technically not downtown anymore for like the first time in my life, actually. I'm like in the West End, like 10-minute drive from the city area.
Are you familiar with the guy we had on the podcast last Friday, Xuan Liu? He lives downtown Toronto there?
Yeah, I'm familiar with Xuan. We're not like super good friends or anything, but we've hung out a few times, and I follow him on Instagram and Twitter and everything. And
you follow him on Instagram, huh? Does he have
of course.
Instagram and poker?
It's definitely up there. I don't think he posts that often though. Right.
He might say that's the GTO approach to take for Instagram. You don't want to give him too much.
Yeah.
Do you Instagram a lot yourself, or do you do a lot of that stuff too?
I try to force myself to, but no, I don't do it that much. Like sometimes I'll do. Sometimes like if I have a lot of free time, or if I'm like somewhere really scenic, or if I'm like, oh, like I guess I owe it to myself and the people who follow me to like put something up now. So I will. But other times I just like won't think about it for a while.
I mean, I guess it plays a part into, we talked about the opportunity you should get earlier, the potential sponsorships or potential people finding out more about you. And obviously Instagram is sort of like the main place I feel like people go these days. So I guess it could be some sort of potentially plus EV thing to do for people to help gain exposure in those areas.
Yeah, I think Instagram's great, but I think to be really effective on that medium, you have to have really well curated content. And I just don't. Like a lot of the times I'll have problems deciding like which social media platform to post something in. So like for example, the other night I was, at Sir Watt's birthday thing, and I had like a decent photo that showed me being social, but that like would just not look good on Instagram. So even though like it's like a nice group photo, I'm like, well, this isn't really what Instagram is for, so I can't post this photo. So like, and then I've stumbled across like videos that's like, how I edit my photos before I post it on Instagram. And yeah, like after following like a ton of really influential people on that medium, it's like, wow, like I just do not have the time and energy for this.
But don't you think there's some merit into not having to go that all out about it, sort of putting, I mean, there on one hand, you can put all this effort into it, but on the other hand, you can still just put things up without any idea of what, curating this for a certain goal or a certain purpose, just to do it.
That's what I do. But I'm just saying, like, if I really want to, like, build a following on Instagram, which I don't really have one, like compared to like my other social media platforms, then I would need to put more work into it. But right now it's just like super casual. I've like recently started using hashtags in my posts, but before that it was just like having dinner. Like who really wants to see that? You know, if it's like shitty, like photo of my burger with bad lighting, you know?
Listen, the guys out there, they love anything sometimes that a woman does. They're all about what a woman does. They like it all.
I also just like think that there's too much noise in social media, like in general, and I don't really want to contribute to like, you know, like non-productive noise, I guess.
Makes sense. I keep hearing that. What's your Instagram for people out there who might be, I'm sure they, Tom Har says.
My Twitter and Instagram and Facebook page is, you know, whatever platform /XXL23. So Instagram.com/XXL23, Twitter.com/XXL23, Facebook.com/XXL23.
XX triple X?
XXL, like extra, extra large, 23.
XXL 23.
Yeah.
How'd you decide that name?
They're my initials.
Xuan Liu. Xuan. Hold on, let me guess your middle name. Hold on a second.
All right, you get one guess.
No, hold on. Give me 3 guesses. Okay, I'm gonna ask a couple of questions about the middle name. It starts with an X, correct? Okay. X. Is the second letter O?
No.
Okay, well, I mean, could be. Why did you say no like that? How am I? XU.
No.
Shit. XI.
No.
What the fuck could it be? XA?
You didn't grow up with a lot of Asians near you, did you? I mean, I guess you're from Chicago. Chicago is like a pretty diverse city, isn't it? I guess not too many fobs.
Not many fobs here. No.
It's like a pretty common thing in Chinese to like repeat your name.
Oh
so
my god!
My actual name is Xuan.
What? Really?
Yeah, let's keep that on the DL so I don't get any fun of more. But yeah.
No, I mean I've never heard of the thing. Joseph Joey. I'd be okay with that name. That'd be a cool name for me.
Jojo,
yeah, Jojo, Joey. Either one. I think I'd be okay with that. So you're going out to LA on Wednesday. You guys will be there filming, I believe, until the 29th. Do you have any sort of like plan going into the show? Or are you just sort of like see what happens? Do you already have like a clique on the show? I know there's the Germans. There's might be the Americans. There might be the Asian. What is sort of that dynamic going into things now?
Honestly, I'm just gonna pace myself. I have no idea really what to expect. Like I haven't met about half of the cast. And like the entire basis of the show is that we're kind of competing against each other, but also like I have just so much tremendous respect for females who play poker, period. But at the same time, I am also quite competitive. So it's definitely going to be like a push and pull kind of balancing act for myself, I think. Like I have this kind of like soft spot when I'm like playing against other females in general, but I'm just gonna have to like meditate or whatever to be like, it's just a game, just do your best. But at the same time, like tell myself it's not like the end of the world if I lose as well, because I'd be happy if anybody wins, as long as there's like no backstabbing and shit like that, obviously.
Ooh. Is this person on Twitch, X Sporin? Is this one of your peoples?
Yeah, that's Katrina.
Oh, that's Katrina. She's insane in this chat right here, man. Holy shit. Okay, shout out to Katrina. I didn't know it was Katrina.
Yeah.
Shout out to Katrina.
She has the same screen name in the chat. She's been on your show.
Yeah, but I didn't know what her Twitch name is.
I thought that was like a Pokemon. Like Vaporeon. Flametron, like they're the evolved form of Eevee.
For all Pokemon questions, I call it my little brother, Tutu Andrew, aka Big Dog, aka Yardstick, aka Stallion. He'll tell me all the Pokemon.
It would have been like before his time, no? Because like when we were young, that was when it was popular. Like the original, anyway. Okay, we won't talk about Pokemon. It's okay. I can't remember 150 anyway.
And I remember my brother back in the day, you know, before Poker Stars playing for the United States wasn't breaking TOS, he used to watch me play and he'd point out all the Pokemon avatars. He's like, oh, that's Jingsaw. I like, he just said he's fucking, I'm like, he would know all the avatars, all the cartoons. And I'm like, how do you know all these things, dude? I like have never, and like I played with these guys 4 years, never knew anything about who they were. So it was, you see.
Dude, yeah, it's kind of tough to keep on top of everything. You know, you probably spent your time to be more productive, doing whatever we were doing at 12 years old.
12 years. I think I was a sports player at 12 years old, I believe, or playing basketball and
sports. But I made time for Pokemon.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of one or the other when you're 12.
No way.
I mean, most of my friends that played sports didn't necessarily Pokemon, and people that Pokemon probably didn't play much sports, you know?
Hey, I won Athlete of the Year in grade 8, and I played Pokemon. But to be fair, like, a friend got me a Game Boy so I could play.
Wait, so did you say you won Athlete of the Year?
Yeah, in grade 8. I wasn't, like, the best athlete of my grade. I just had, like, the most sportsmanship. Because I went to, like, a super ghetto school, and all the girls would, like, pick fights and swear and, like, give the coach attitude and stuff. And so I was, like, basically the only starter on some of the teams that, like, didn't do that. So I got the award.
How tall are you?
5'4".
Oh, I figured you were, I thought maybe you're like Kate Hallstatt, like 5'10", like this sick athlete.
No, like I said, I wasn't, like, the best athlete. I was just more of a well-rounded individual.
Mm-hmm. Do you do much sports stuff now, or are you mainly just poker?
I mean, when we were in Australia, I played, like, a bunch of basketball. Still, like, I'll, like, show up or, like, pick up whatever once in a while. But
wait, hold on a second. Wait. You show up for pickup basketball?
Yeah. Why?
Oh my God. I don't think I've talked to a woman who plays basketball. Hold on, I haven't met a woman that plays basketball in like 3 years, 4 years. I don't know. I play basketball like 4 times a week. That's why I mean I don't meet that. I don't see that anymore. Are you any good at basketball?
I'm very short, so when I'm playing like against like taller basketball, like poker players, I run around a lot and waste a lot of energy. I'm like a pretty decent shooter, I guess, but yeah, I can handle my own. Like, yeah, it's fun. Like, there was definitely an age bracket where I cared way too much about what people thought and like was afraid of like looking like a loser if I like didn't excel at something. But in like the past few years, probably I'm just like, why? Like, I'm getting a good workout in and I'm having fun. Like, I don't care if I look dumb or if I'm like, you know, have like sweating balls. Like, who cares?
What'd you say?
Like, sweating a lot in front of poker players, like without makeup and stuff, you know? I definitely would have used to be conscious about that, but I don't really care anymore. What? Why are you?
All right, I'm trying to see your shot. Okay, so you said you got a good shot. So I'm trying to see the shot form. So if what's your form here? Like how are you picking? Like what, can we see? I just
no.
You don't care about looking silly and sweating balls. Poker players.
No, there's no basket in front of me. It looks stupid.
She died. Wait, that might have killed her, guys. We might have killed Xuan. I don't know what happened. She got so nervous. Nope, I don't know where she went. Where'd she go, Xuan? Maybe her computer died. Let's get some shout outs here while we're waiting, man. Let's get some. Oh, wait, no. Oh, Xuan, you're back.
Why did that happen? I think that was a sign that I shouldn't do anything.
I think that was a sign that you really wanted to show me your shot form.
I mean, I'm like wearing a skirt right now and stuff. Like,
Oh, that looked like a two-handed release. You have a two-handed release, don't you?
Oh, my hands aren't that big. Look at this. I need 2 hands. I can't shoot with one hand. It's literally impossible.
I guess. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm getting the hang of it. Okay. Basketball.
I mean, I'll basically play anyone like 21 with some warm up.
You'll play 21 with anybody?
Yeah. I need warming up though.
All right. Can I make you a deal? I'll let you play me one-on-one
That's
before.
not 21. Like
Okay.
1-on-1's completely different. 21's just like pure shooting from like the free throw line.
I mean, if you make a shot first, yeah.
Yeah, if you break the ice, you mean.
Right. If you bust,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Whatever.
you always go back to the free throw line to like score your 2-pointer. Yes.
I don't know. You must play some. Listen, I don't know how y'all play 21 wherever y'all are at, but
Must be the British version that we play in Canada and Australia.
I was gonna say if you can beat me on one-on-one before the main event, I'll buy you into the main event, and I'd give you a certain number of tries. But you went back to 21. It's not the same thing. So I mean, hey, we don't gotta. I mean, that's all about. If you beat me in 21 before the main event, I'll buy you into the main event.
Seriously?
You get a certain number of tries.
Wait, how often do you play basketball? What's this number of tries?
Well, I'm 6'2", and
Doesn't matter. It's just shooting.
How is one-on-one
You
shooting?
score.
You can play.
No, 21. Like it's just shooting. There's no like dribbling or anything really.
No. I'm talking about one, and involves dribbling in this one. Dribbling, defense,
Obviously,
offense.
there's no chance I'm gonna beat you in that unless you give me like a huge handicap.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll think about it.
I mean, if you're really that tall, like I've never met you IRL, but I won't have much of a chance, obviously.
Well, that's
But,
obviously.
like, literally practice sprinting every day and like ducking and weeping, and like getting you to foul me heaps.
I'm giving you a $10,000 free roll. You think I don't play basketball all the time? Like, come on.
Okay.
What fucking fish do you think I
So
am?
you have to like give me like some reasonable expectation to win. That's the handicap.
Okay. What's the handicap could be? The handicap could be after every shot you make, you get the ball back. After every shot I make, you get the ball back.
I'm pretty sure I'd still lose. You're just so much taller, like especially if we're playing half court. There's like you don't have to run that much. You just like stand up like this, and if you're like reasonably fast, you can just like. I got blocked so often playing basketball recently. You have no idea.
Well, tell you what. If I see you at any point in time before the series, we'll find a court to play 21 on, and then you can just. I mean, it's a free roll technically too. I could die on the court.
Fine. All right, fair.
I mean, I could literally break my fucking leg. You know, in that case, if I break a limb during the game, that doesn't count.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Screw Joey, cheap ass. I know I'm cheap. I'm excited. So, okay, you play ball. Do you do anything else? You rock climb. You play volleyball. You professional runner. You do any of that stuff?
I used to play provincial volleyball like for 1 year. I don't know, not so much stuff anymore. Like these days, it's just like if something's happening, if I'm like not playing a tournament, then like I might show up and like mess around a bit, but nothing serious. I'm thinking of like playing some softball with my sister's boyfriend's league this summer if I'm gonna be in Toronto. That's just like, like casual softball, locked in, push your own team kind of thing. I think it's a beer league, so it should be fun. Oh, you know what I absolutely love that I just tried out a few months ago? You guys have to try this. Archery dodgeball. It's like the funnest thing in the world. Have you heard of it?
No.
So much fun.
Archery dodgeball?
Yeah. Everybody gets bows and arrows. You can wear a helmet. And it's like a dodgeball field or whatever. Sometimes there's like stuff you can hide and duck behind. Sometimes there's like towers for certain variations of games, but yeah, you like shoot the arrow at other people, and if you get them, then they're out. You shoot arrows at people instead of throwing balls.
The fuck? These arrows hurt?
Of arrows. No, not really. I mean, you could get hurt. I guess like there's like a less than 2 meter like median. So if someone's like shooting you from like the front of their side to you, and they wind up really hard, it could. But you're wearing a helmet. It's not that dangerous. It's a lot of fun. But it hurts it hurts just enough that like you really don't want to get shot.
So it's paintball with arrows.
Yeah. Okay. I've never played paintball, but I guess so.
One paintball is you're getting shot with a gun, and it hurts just enough where you don't want to get hit by it, but you end up getting hit by it.
Yeah, basically. But I think it's not as bad as paintball.
So archery. Do you play when you go to Vegas? Do you go there for the entire summer, or you go there for? I mean, well, I guess you're Canadian, so you got to pay the crazy taxes stuff, right?
Yeah. So last year was actually the first year since I've started playing tournaments where I didn't go for the entire summer. It was the first summer where I actually made money in Vegas. So even if it weren't for taxes, I think I'm kind of over like playing the 40 tournaments on my schedule kind of thing from now on. You know, like I love Vegas in a lot of ways, and you know, obviously it's really fun and cool to like see a lot of people, but it's just, you know, the real environment is just not optimal for my sanity. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't spend too much time at the Rio when I go to Vegas because I don't play tournaments really, but I could understand how being there often would be very unoptimal for your sanity.
Yeah.
Does not seem good. So now you're playing. The Girl Got Game House is going to be there in June, right?
I don't know if we have a house there. I don't think we have a house, but there will be some filming during the ladies' event when we're there. And I mean, people are going to bus from the show before then as well, so it's not going to be like all 8 of us. So I could just run really bad and bus from the show before the second part even starts filming. Hopefully it won't happen.
We hope not. We're rooting for. Well, I guess we're not rooting for one person on the show. We're rooting for Kikwa and Xuan Liu. That's what we're rooting for on the show.
Awesome.
We are on Team Asian. Big time. Willie put the word out. Says, can you ask her if she has any DGen stories of any kind?
Obviously I do, but like I don't. I mean, if they're my DGen stories, I probably don't want to tell the world them. And if they're not mine, I don't know if it's my place to tell.
So you have a DGen story.
Yeah, one DGen story.
You don't seem like you'd have a lot of DGen stories, Xuan. I got to be honest with you, Poppy.
All right, let's keep you guys thinking that. I have no problem with that.
Do you drink a lot? Are you a big drinker or something? What's your DGen story? What does it have?
I don't drink that much anymore, but I do drink, and sometimes I drink a lot.
Okay. We're gonna get it out of you on the Twitch stream here, Poppy. We're gonna find a way somehow. Jason Moe on YouTube says the Bank of JMO will be putting out betting lines for Girls Got Game. So what that means is Jason will put out lines, and you guys can wager on who you think will win the show.
But I was under the impression that there's so much variance in this game show. Like, we don't know how much money we're gonna get for like winning the cooking competition or being like the best CrossFitter. Do you know what I mean? And there's gonna be like random things during the game as well. Like Katrina's gonna be like a loose cannon. I don't know. It's hard to like put out betting lines like ethically, I think. Especially if you have insider information on the game.
Right. So it sounds like the Bank of JMO people could be hustling them, it sounds like.
Yeah, I think so.
Is the Bank of JMO actually legal? Listen, I don't know. We're not going to tell the DOJ. The DOJ is not going to ask us any questions. We don't know what's going on with that, but
How has the bank been doing?
Well, I donated $900 to the bank personally, so you know, I mean, the bank's doing well for me so far.
Is that just from like making one bet, or like $100 on like 20 different games or something?
I bet $100 on a bunch of the GPL matches, and I got showered. You know who I bet on, Xuan? I bet on Xuan Liu. Xuan Liu was one of my.
Did you actually?
She was 2 of my picks in the 6 max games, and both times she got showered pretty hard. So thank you, Xuan, for losing me money. I appreciate that.
What do you mean? I know you didn't bet on me because I won one of my sit and goes, bro.
Wait, hold on. No, my God, I changed it.
Nice try.
Wait, no. Hold on. I changed it to Fedor and I changed it to Chance because I'm like, oh, I want to bet on my friends.
Oh.
And you did win one, really? It's so sick. You know, Kitty cost me the first one because she eliminated both the people I bet on.
Dude, I told everyone on Twitch it was going to be China and Taiwan versus the world.
Now I'm more tilted.
And I took one. I was ladies' night. Have some faith. Come on.
So sick. I know I didn't.
Nice try though.
I thought I did, but I changed it. Damn it! What was I thinking? When do you play again?
I'm not really sure. I'm gonna be on hiatus until after Montreal, I assume.
Until after Montreal?
WPT Montreal.
When's that?
Right after the game show, so I'll probably be flying from California to Montreal directly.
Oh, so that'll be in May?
Yeah, first week of May.
Okay, so then you come back on the GPL.
I mean, then I'll come back to Toronto and probably assume play some matches then.
And by that time, Jason will be in jail, so I won't be able to bet on. I won't be able to bet on a GPL match. Listen, we joke about this. There's a chance it can happen.
Yeah, I guess so.
There's a chance. I mean, listen, Paul Fuo came back. They FBI raided that motherfucker, man. J-Mo comes back. You know they're gonna bust down the door when he's in Vegas this summer.
The biggest reason that would happen would be because the FBI would interview a bunch of people in the poker world asking about J-Mo, and because J-Mo doesn't have a very good reputation among so many of them, they would just rat him out and make him seem way worse than he actually is.
Fuck, man, this is not going to be good for him. Big Time Willie says, hate to say it, but Xuan didn't do an accent, didn't tell a DJ story. A dance-off might be the only way she can redeem herself.
No chance.
Are you not a big dancer either?
Yeah, when I'm drunk. And other stuff maybe, but not right now. I'm in my apartment alone. 2 people on the internet.
We're not. I mean, technically, it's not 2 of us. There's a lot of us out there. There's people on Twitch.
I know, that's
people on
why.
YouTube.
I don't know what's worse. If you see me drinking at with my friends at the bar or club or something, I don't care if I'm dancing in front of people. It's just I'm not really the on call to dance like a monkey.
On call to dance like a monkey. I must be on call to dance like a monkey because I'm dancing all the time in here, Xuan. I'm moving.
There's nothing wrong with that. Different people have different comfort thresholds. So.
People are people. I agree with you. People are people, Xuan.
Exactly, precisely.
I'm trying to guess Xuan's your posted up move, what you do when you're standing. Some people are just dance in place. Some people do this. They got, the Dan Coleman hands going on here. I'm just trying. I don't know what it could be.
Maybe you'll find out someday.
Maybe that's one of my new goals now. I want to find out how Xuan Liu dances when she gets a couple drinks in her.
I mean, if I win that 10K throw off you, I'll definitely be celebrating. Just saying.
No. No, you can't needle me. You can't needle me.
I'm just saying, putting it out there that maybe it's not the worst 10K you've ever lost.
Do I get a piece of this the main event if you beat me in the basketball game?
Oh, now you want? I mean, we can discuss the terms if you like.
Okay.
And if I win the Girl Got Game thing, I'm gonna be bought into that anyway.
Right. Yeah, let's figure it out from there. Let me see. What time we've been going here? I'm trying to keep this 1 hour and a half. All right, I'll take some guys in the chat if y'all have some questions. Xuan, I honestly could talk to you for a couple hours on the podcast here, old school style. Yeah. I do. What'd you say?
I didn't realize it's almost been an hour and a half. Shit.
What do you mean?
As in, I didn't realize we've been talking for an hour and a half.
What does it seem like? It's been 10 minutes? 30 minutes?
27 minutes.
27 minutes. Well, that's how that's the beauty of the pod. That's why the pods go so long, because it's not like it's a working conversation where it's you're fuck me, let's get this thing over with. Normally it tend to be pretty enjoyable conversations.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not like an interview, as you put at the beginning. It's a conversation. It's like a back and forth, 2 people talking about different subjects, sometimes pertaining to poker, sometimes pertaining to life.
I haven't been asking you that many questions, though, which makes it more of an interview than a conversation. We won't get into technical details.
Yeah, if we're gonna be the Merriam Dictionary here, Xuan, maybe sure. Okay. Like, which school you went to? A school in Canada, the University of Waterloo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where such legends as Mike Timex McDonald went and Mike Mad Dog Watson? Is that where they went?
I don't think Timex went to Waterloo. He's from Waterloo. Actually, I think he went to university like for a few semesters, maybe, but I don't know if it was Waterloo. Yeah, Mad Dog went to Waterloo when I was there. I think he was in grad school. And yeah, I was there. There's a lot of poker players from there. That's their well-known names, but heaps.
Do you have like best? Who are your best poker friends that you're friends with? Best poker friends.
Poker friends. That's a good question. I mean, I have gone to like decently close friends, and it's like fluctuated. Like there's like people I've known from poker since I was like a live grinder, like local people, and then there's like, you know, friends now. But I think the people in poker I've spent the most time with doing poker and non-poker stuff would be like the Bingers and Scott and Dan. Yeah, like Aussies last year for sure. Just like various groups.
You're spread out. They're all sort of spread out all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the poker world for so long. Like, a lot of people are always evolving and changing. And, you know, in the beginning, I hung out with like a lot of UK guys a lot, like Don and those guys, and Rupert. And then I had like an American boyfriend, so I hung out with like Americans more. And then like last year, I just kind of wanted to like go as far away from North America as possible, so I hung out with a lot of Aussies, and that was great too. So yeah.
You say you had an American boyfriend? Was he a poker player?
Yeah, he doesn't play too much anymore.
Oh, was it a tournament player?
He plays cash as well. He plays.
Oh.
Are you just gonna ask?
I don't know who it is. I'm trying to think who it could be. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'll look it up afterwards. I don't know. I'm not that much. Let's find some questions in the chat here. Ask Xuan. Boy, Lachey says, because Kitty talked about this, ask Xuan who she thinks is the best looking poker player.
Best looking?
Sure, because Kitty put her handsome man rankings as Connor 9 and 1. Mike.
But, okay, you're talking about dudes.
Either one, sure.
I think Samantha like is hands down like the most beautiful poker player right now.
Not more beautiful than my boy Sean LaForte, though. Come on.
that's different. Sean does have that whole dimple thing going on. Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like subject people to those kind of. What? It's true.
I knew you were gonna say an answer like that. I knew it. You're so polite, kid. You're so.
No, just maybe polite.
You're so polite. You're so fucking nice. It's great. It's great. I like it a lot. It's nice. I can't be like that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, this is maybe like my duties as a podcaster to not take that stance on some things, but yeah, I don't know. I always I don't give lists anymore because I don't want to anger the feminists, and I don't know, Kate Hall might not be the CTO, but yeah, I think Sam is she's pretty attractive, correct? Yeah.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Yeah. And she's gonna be on the show with you too.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
You're the worst.
Kitty already said it. Now I'm not the Kitty.
I know, but in case people missed that interview or that conversation, you know.
Oh, you might be right. People in the chat say Jeans. You know Jeans? You know Jens Killian? Jens Killian?
No.
No. Okay. Where's the other question? Xuan was spin kicking what? Xuan was spin kicking beer cans off people's heads on Saturday. She said on stream.
Oh yeah. I was.
So
That was
you
fun.
were.
We were at Mad Dog's birthday thing. It was a lot of fun. I had not socialized for a long time, and I had some alcohol on me, and we were doing spin kicks at Mad Dog's place after our team won trivia, by the way. Yeah, like the Greenwoods had beer cans on their heads, and I was spin kicking them and doing various other circus acts with other people at the party. Well, you don't do that when you're drunk.
Well, I mean, me and Fedor during the podcast at the Bahamas in our room and the Cove, we did a competition where we had to kick something off the top of a lamp, and I believe I hit it and he kicked obviously the lamp, so I got a higher reach than that kid does. So yeah, we've been known. We were drunk also during obviously at the time. So
that's like playing it safe though. It's not like if you miss, you kick someone in the face.
So if you missed, you would have kicked somebody in the face.
Yeah, or maybe the back of the head. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like super tall. I still had to like jump a little bit, but it wasn't like super tough.
Wait, it's like you did a spin kick and jumped at the same time?
It wasn't that graceful, but yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me try one of these. Hold on. I'm gonna try to kick something off the top.
Break the mic.
Hold on.
You need a lot of space for this, because you gotta wind up like a full 360.
Your spin, your one is like you jumped. Holy shit, that's insane.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
You don't have enough room there. Nice try though.
Well, let me try. What the fuck?
I think it also helps if you're more inebriated. Because then you can just like zone in.
Okay, your turn. Go ahead.
Again.
Whalefish, Jesus.
You need to get me a little more drunk for that.
Fuck, man. All right. My new goal is to get Xuan drunk enough so that I can see her attempt a back spin kick where she jumps like that.
I mean, if you get me out on a day where I would actually have one drink, it's probably not going to be that hard. But the trick is that first drink.
So without a drink, you're like this. You're Xuan. You're like, yeah, I think, yeah, Sam's really attractive. I don't really want to subject people to these rankings type things. But one drink in you, all of a sudden, you're like, man, let me tell you about this list.
Not one. But after the first one, I can almost never just have one. And so, like, by the nth beverage, then yeah. I mean, that's like everybody, though, right?
No, I mean, people have, it's called self-control.
Yeah, I have self-control all the times where I don't have that one drink.
Okay. You're an alcoholic, it sounds like then.
No, I'm not.
It could be. I mean, listen, shout out to alcoholics out there. We got a lot of alcoholics watching right now.
Yeah, nothing wrong with alcoholics or anything.
No, I love drinking. There's a chance I could be an alcoholic because when I drink wine, I certainly don't stop.
Yeah, like alcohol is just so delicious. Like, why would you stop after first drink?
No, that's true. I'm with you on that, Swan. Maybe we need to do like a little. We might need a drinking pod at some point in time in our lives together.
That could be fun.
You know, anytime I've got drunk on the podcast with people, they always end up being pretty fun.
Does that happen a lot? How many podcasts have you done?
How many podcasts have I done?
Yeah, or like how many people have you had conversations with on the podcast?
Probably about maybe over 100 at this point in time, with some repeat guests. I like having like a lot of guests on a lot. So like me and during PCA, when we're in person, we do the drinking one. So like me and Ike Caxton did one at PCA drunk. Me and Fedor did one very, very drunk for hours. What else did I do drinking? I guess me and Igor drank. I don't know if we were drunk by the end of it. So I'm trying to, yeah. Me and Ansky have done, I think we drank during our podcast, and we definitely got drunk during one or two of those things. So
that sounds fun. Okay, like if you want to have me on again, we'll do a drinking one.
Press the one if you want Joey and Juan to get drunk.
Well, not tonight, obviously. Maybe at the World Series or something.
That sounds like it.
I win my 10K.
That sounds good. I mean, you get to work on your basketball game. And how many should we give you? 10? How many tries do you want me to give you?
How many tries of like 21 games?
To beat me. It's one-on-one. It's not 21. It's one-on-one.
I know, but like it finishes when one of us scores 21 points.
That's going to be a long-ass game.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll play 1-to-1 by 21. 2s and 3s count as baskets.
Okay.
Okay, for every shot I make, you get the ball. Wait, no, I didn't negotiate that yet.
Yes.
No, I didn't negotiate
For
that
every
yet.
shot I make, I also get the ball. And I want like a 50% handicap or something.
What does
And
that mean?
like 4 times. Like what are we playing to if it's not 21?
I got to think about the score more. Just figure out what's GTO. I got to do some
Let's
math.
just play a shooting game. It'll be so much easier. Like I don't even need a handicap if we're just shooting.
Right, but it'll be easier. I mean, you're not going to beat me in a shooting game also, but there's more of a chance.
Perfect.
No, there's more of a chance you beat me. I have a bigger edge in this one-on-one game. If I'm giving you a $10,000 free roll, I want to at least make sure I got the right side of things here, you know?
We'll figure it out.
It's not supposed to be easy, Xuan. How kind of good cardio are you in? Are you in pretty good condition?
I'm okay. We'll find out on the game show. I was like super duper fit last year because I was very on top of it all, but I lost a lot of motivation recently and just being more busy and everything.
You say you lost the motivation?
Yeah, it was more just like, what do they call it? Like decision fatigue. Where like after a while, if you're like always, or like willpower fatigue or something, where you're always like choosing well or the most healthy decision. Like after a while, you're just drained, and so like for a while, it's just like fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna eat everything.
Was there something specific that triggered that, or was it just like you've had enough, or you didn't feel like the results were being shown for the work you were putting in certain things?
I mean, I got out of like that long relationship, so like just had to reconsider everything for a while. Yeah, I guess.
I feel like when I get out of a relationship, I'm ready to go. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm hitting the gym. I'm about to get my sexy back. I'm about to get my swag on. I'm trying to like get out there and, you know, but maybe women are different. I don't know. Maybe they think about things, you know, maybe they see things differently, I guess.
Yeah. It depends on the relationship too, right? And why it ended, I think.
If it was like a deep, intimate, loving, very high level of love sort of thing, you mean once you get out of that, it sort of takes you a while to feel the drive, that feel that desire to go out there and live or to go out there and do certain things?
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, I guess we're like speaking in super vague terms and not really interesting for the audience. But yeah, I mean, it was a really, really awesome relationship, and it was like mutual how it ended, but like he made me like so much of a better person, and that's like why I got into like improving myself in the first place. Yeah, I just like lost a lot of willpower after that, I guess.
That sounds deep, Xuan. That sounds deep for the podcast.
Yeah.
Sounds like a deep subject, though. Spark says, no, I got it. Both Joey and Xuan have to play in high heels. No.
We could do that. I mean, we're definitely breaking our ankles, but actually, I can't afford to break my ankle in the U.S. Not happening.
Listen, Xuan, if you're just moving on the court, so there's a chance you're getting your ankles broken.
If we're wearing heels, yeah, it's very likely.
I mean, even if you're wearing shoes.
Maybe. I guess I'll wrap my ankles before.
Sure, we don't want to test that health insurance up there.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof, rather. Let me see here. Do you give any you know how to give shout outs yet, Xuan? I mean, you're on Twitch. You got to know how to give a proper shout out, right?
Shout out to all the girls on the show and my sister Annie and her boyfriend, who are probably both in the chat now. All the poker players I had a great night with on Saturday. You for having me. I've never done shoutouts online.
All right, let me show you how to give some proper shout-outs, Xuan. These are the GTO way to do things, okay? Does your sister's boyfriend, does he have a Twitch too?
No, they do play a lot of games.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta turn down Xuan's audio just a little bit during this because the feedback's bad. I'm gonna give some shout-outs, Xuan, okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. So let me give a proper shout-outs here. We got Ian Griffin over on YouTube. What's up, puppy? What's going on, bro? We got Xuan's sister, Soda Ship, on Twitch. What's up, Soda Ship? Shout out to you. Shout out to your boyfriend. Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast. This is the first podcast you've ever seen. Much love to you. Hope you enjoyed. Shout out my boy Benny Plex asking some weird fucking questions over in the YouTube chat. What's going on, bro? Walujiski, Rob Straight 1, you done, son, on Twitch. Lee Jam, my boy GG, see you later. My boy, my name ain't Earl. What's up, puppy? All right, hold on. Now we're going to bring Xuan back in here, and we're going to see if Xuan can... How do I turn that? Oh, here you go. How do I turn it back off? Wait, shit. I don't know how to do it. Can you change? I don't know how to fix it now. I just wanted to get rid of the feedback. Hold on. Oh, shit. Oh, I don't know how to bring it back. Xuan, can I come back on that end? I turned Xuan's audio off so I can... Oh, it's good. We're back. Okay, good. Yeah. If I yelled out some things, I did feedback from your end, so I wanted to turn it down a little bit.
That was awesome.
Okay, so now you go ahead and try to give a shout out like that to Heisenberg.
Who? I can't
Heisenberg.
even say that. Shout out to Heisenberg.
All right, one more time.
Don't let me do this.
Let's give it one more chance.
No. This is mortifying.
Why? You didn't care.
I
You're
did.
sweaty balls. I mean, come on.
That's completely different. Even my sisters were making fun of me.
No, she's not. Your sister thinks you're adorable right now. Come on. Your sister wouldn't make fun of you like that.
I'm literally going to sound like the biggest moron.
I sound awesome when I do it. You're probably
Why
going
do I have to talk like that? There must be something else I can do to like redeem myself.
Do you want to have a dance off?
No.
Okay. A wrap off?
Oh, what? Wrap off? Definitely not.
Definitely not a wrap off. Okay. Shout out might be I mean, it's easy. You're like, what's up, Heisenberg, puppy? Coramosa, caramonacita.
I don't speak Spanish. I learned French in high school.
Hold
I
on.
speak Mandarin.
Well, let me tell you the saying in French. Hold on a second.
All right. Oh God. I'm representing the nationals too, but my pronunciation is fucking atrocious. It's embarrassing.
For French?
Yeah.
Hold on. How do you say those goddamn French words? Mademoiselle, comment 79, hey, puppy. Is that I'm trying to remember French. I can't remember it right now. Do you know French? Do you speak French Canadian, or you speak French at all?
If you give me like a phrase, I'll like read it.
Okay, here's a phrase to read. Hello, Heisenberg. What's up, puppy?
Bonsoir, Heisenberg. What's up, puppy?
Okay, that was good. That was good. And believe me, I don't speak Spanish either. I make up all the Spanish.
Okay, I'm sure the Spanish people love that.
No, they do. I get a lot of Mexicans. Shout out to the Mexicans. Shout out to all the Spanish speakers out there. I get a lot of them that message me on different various platforms, and they tell me they enjoy my Spanish.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's
Awesome.
shout out to Jintu, Chinese president. He ranked Joey's second. What the fuck is this comment? Xuan, anything you'd like to ask me at all, or anything like that before we go here?
No, good. I had a lot of fun tonight. So thank you for having me. Thanks, guys, for tuning in.
Thank you for coming out. If you had to recommend 2 podcast guests to me that you think I could get on that would be interesting or entertaining, or that I would enjoy having a conversation with, who do you think it'd be?
I think you covered most of them. Like, honestly, you have like super VIP lineups on your show. Who do you have lined up so far, like in the near future?
Who do I got lined up in the near future? That's a great question. It's almost like a segue. I think this Saturday I'm having this young gentleman named Ludwig Geilich on, who is this Irishman who has had some tournament success. He plays some PLO too. I think I'm gonna have Fedor on. I gotta have Fedor on like once every 4 months. That's my guy. Byron Caverman, I'm gonna have him on pretty soon too.
I think you should have more girls on.
I should have more girls on?
Should get like Melanie Weisner. Have you had Liv on before?
I have not officially had Liv. I had Igor on. I haven't had Liv. I really would like to have Liv on. Actually, I should have Liv on too. What other girls? I remember I met Melanie last year in February, but we chatted about it. But a lot of times it's about the people I get on are like, I don't really like cold call people on Twitter like, hey, you want to come on the podcast? Normally it's through a friend of a friend, or I meet them, you know, at various places traveling and stuff like that. And I'm like, hey, why don't we go on a pod? And most of the people I meet happen to be men because there's just more men and women in poker than women. So, and a lot of times the women, you know, they have boyfriends, they might not go do the same things out on these trips that a lot of guys are doing. So it's, you know, it's harder for me to just naturally meet a lot of the women in poker because, you know, they're usually spending time with their booze. And
that's fair. Maybe do like a Girl Got Game, like something while we're filming, or wrap up after we're done.
Yeah, that's what
like with like 8 or 4 of us or something, or like, you know, with the winner of the first like few episodes.
Yeah, that's what Katrina suggested I do too.
Yeah,
I think it'd be a great idea.
It's more fun with like more than just one girl, because then we can be silly and stuff and like bounce off each other.
Yeah, I've had a couple threesomes on the podcast with all females before, so I agree. I did one with at my girl Ebony Kenny and Anna Kate. That was one of my first 3 ways on a podcast with 2 females. And
okay, yeah, then I did say that Samantha was the best looking, but those 2 are probably tied, like 3-way tie between all 3 of them.
I could see a potential 4-way podcast between the 4 of those actually at some point in time in my life.
Should be fun.
All right, Xuan, anything else you want to add? People can find you on Twitter, on Instagram at XXL23.
Yeah, my Twitch handle is just twitch.tv/Xuan Liu, not Xuan Liu. And I'm also like doing some stuff under the Montreal Nationals handle, twitch.tv/MTL Nationals.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than that, you guys can follow me on Twitch, and I'll be doing more streaming when I get back from Montreal.
Cool. That's it, Xuan. Thanks for coming on the podcast. I had fun with you.
Thanks, Joey.
I'll see you soon. Guys on YouTube, I'll be back sometime this week. Guys on Twitch, much love. Adios. Peace out. Adios. That's it. Peace.